Go ahead. Laugh. Roll your eyes. Call it deranged Tumblr core or some cursed fanfic fever dream. I hexed my ex and now my walls are bleeding. I don't blame you. When I started this, it was a joke. A petty, bitter game dressed up as dark poetry. Something you'd laugh off as copium and forget about the next morning. But the thing about jokes is, they stop being funny the moment they start listening back. It was petty witchcraft. Call it revenge journaling if you want to dress it up. A twisted coping mechanism posing as creativity. That's when I birthed Malrek, a demon of vengeance brewed from spite and ink. Why? Because therapy cost too much, hate was free, and my mind was a dark place with a vivid imagination that refused to stay silent. Malrek wasn't just fiction, it was an extension of me. My rage given shape, my bitterness with claws. So I built him. I created lore, sketched sigils, crafted curses and hexes like poetry. Each line meticulously tailored for the people who walked all over me. Each entry made me feel powerful in a world where I felt invisible. He was supposed to listen to my words, not hear my whispers. But now I'm starting to think he hears everything I say. And it's not a game anymore. It began with Donnie, my neighbor, a washed-up, beer-gutted ex-jock who couldn't park his truck straight if his life depended on it. He was irritating, sure, blasting music late, starting passive-aggressive lawn wars. Then he got worse. He called me names, loud enough for me to hear. He backed into my fence on purpose. I once saw him smirk after nudging my mailbox with his bumper like it was a sport. I boiled quietly. I'm not confrontational, but I was coiled tight with fury. One morning, we finally clashed. I confronted him about his constant hostility. He threatened to jump me right there. I backed off. But under my breath, I muttered, "I hope you burn alive, scum." That night, mid-dinner, something broke the silence. A horrible, inhuman scream from outside. I don't even know how I heard it. It felt like it passed through the walls into my bones. Donnie was stumbling out of his truck, already aflame. There was no explosion, no fire source, just pure fire, devouring him like he'd been soaked in kerosene. But it wasn't that. It was something else. His screams weren't his. They were layered, dozens, maybe hundreds of voices howling in dissonant, overlapping agony. A demonic choir rising from unseen depths. The fire report said he spilled gasoline. An accident. Right. I tried to rationalize it. Coincidence. A horrible fluke. Then there was Trey, a co-worker. Smiled during meetings, then stole my project proposal and pitched it verbatim to our VP. He got praised. I got reprimanded. I confronted him later. It was pointless. Everyone loved him. I didn't curse him, not even a whisper. Or so I thought. A few hours later, I heard he slipped on the stairwell and broke his right arm. Brutal fall. Bad luck? Maybe. But that night I flipped open my notebook just to check Malrek's entries. And there it was. A fresh page filled with text I don't remember writing, but in handwriting eerily similar to mine. Vengeance requires no permission, only invocation and ideation. I turned more pages, more fresh lore, paragraphs I never created. One line hit me like ice water. Subtle indications of Malrek harboring a vessel's body include the blackening of the throat. Many successful conjurers rejoice this moment as the onset of the great unification of wrath and man. I swear I never wrote this. Maybe I did, maybe not, but I didn't remember any of it. That night, I woke coughing violently around 4 a.m., hacking like my lungs were tearing apart. My throat burned, itched like it was coated in ash. Sleep? Impossible. In the mirror the next morning, I found a dark mark across the base of my neck. It wasn't on the surface. It was inside. Each morning brought new bruises. My skin began to look dusted in soot. My limbs grew weak. More entries appeared. This time, drawings. One showed a human figure engulfed in fire, standing upright. Malrek looming behind it, grinning, jagged, whispering into its ear. A new line of lore read, "The more unwilling the conjurer, the more complete is the possession. Fire resists what it cannot consume." I freaked. How were these pages appearing? I stuffed the notebook in a cardboard box, wrapped it in a pillowcase, shoved it into my closet, and tried to forget it. For a while, it was quiet. Then came that afternoon. I was driving home, half distracted. A helmetless biker clipped my bumper on a turn, almost sent me into a pole. As he passed, he flipped me off. Without thinking, I muttered, "Hope that dick gets what he deserves." I didn't mean it. I didn't feel it. Just reflex. Moments later, as I neared a four-way crossing, I caught a flicker in the corner of my eye, by the sidewalk, half hidden behind a tree. A man, naked, ashen skin like charcoal smeared across his body, a grin too wide, eyes the color of static, locked onto me. I swerved, tires screeching, heart in my throat. When I looked back at the road, there he was, the biker, or what was left, crushed beneath a freight truck. No signs the truck had even braked. My mind blanked. He was just ahead of me seconds ago. How? I didn't stop to process. I drove home, but my home didn't feel like home anymore. The air reeked, charcoal, rotten, thick like smoke from something that shouldn't be burning. The closet door was wide open, the box ripped apart, pillowcase shredded, pages of scripts scattered across the carpet, stuck to walls and mirrors. Something, or someone, had gone through them. In the center of the chaos sat the notebook, open, waiting, a new drawing, one I never made. Malrek seated upon a throne of charred corpses, smiling wide, eyes glowing, feeding on the souls, as if he could taste their agony. I didn't need to see more. I knew what I had to do. Fight fire with fire. I grabbed everything, scripts, notes, the book, and dumped it all into the fireplace. I cleaned it out, made sure it would burn, and it did, too well. The flames twisted, changed. They shaped themselves into something tall and hunched, a figure standing within the fire. Something wrong. No smoke, just blistering heat. The flames danced along its outline, like it was reveling in the destruction. Then, silence. The figure disappeared. The flames collapsed into embers. I stood there, breathless, mind spinning. Since that day, I haven't written another word. And I won't. Weeks passed. Quiet, no new entries, no whispers, no accidents. The curses don't work anymore. I sleep better. The marks remain, but the coughing stopped. But last night, that smell returned. Acrid, faint. In the corner, near my closet lamp, stood a figure, the Ashen Man, grinning, unmoving, eyes black and endless, watching me. The moment I blinked, he vanished. The lamp flickered, casting my shadow across the room like a warning. I don't know what I created. I don't even think it matters anymore. But I think I gave it something worse than a form. I gave it a name.